the 20th century, a time marked by progress and innovation, yet it bore witness to the darkest chapters in human history. Adolf Hitler, a name synonymous with hatred, fear, and unimaginable suffering. He ignited a global inferno, forever scarring the world. 2 world wars, millions perished, and countless lives shattered. The echoes of these conflicts reverberate through time, a chilling reminder of the fragility of peace. Hitler's rise to power, a toxic cocktail of economic hardship, national humiliation, and manipulative propaganda, serves as a stark warning. The world watched in disbelief as a nation surrendered to the allure of fascism. The consequences were catastrophic. Europe, once a tapestry of vibrant cultures, became a battleground. From the icy plains of Eastern Europe to the beaches of Normandy, the horrors of war unfolded. These wars were not mere historical events, they were a collective human tragedy, leaving behind a legacy of pain and resilience. The stories of those who lived through these dark times, their courage and suffering, are essential for understanding the true cost of war. We must delve into the personal, the intimate, to grasp the magnitude of the devastation. Hitler's ideology was a product of resentment and ambition. He exploited the humiliation felt after Germany's defeat in World War I, skillfully manipulating the anxieties of a nation yearning for greatness. His poisonous rhetoric, promising national revival and racial purity, resonated with a disillusioned populace. The Nazi Party, once a fringe group, ascended to power on a tide of fear and anger. Hitler's ascent was facilitated by political maneuvering and intimidation. He strategically dismantled democratic institutions, silencing opposition and consolidating his authority. Germany, once a beacon of intellectual and artistic expression, was plunged into darkness. The Nazi regime, built on fear and propaganda, systematically eradicated dissent. The consequences were swift and brutal. Political opponents were imprisoned or murdered. The flames of anti-Semitism, fanned by Hitler's hateful rhetoric, engulfed Jewish communities. The Nuremberg laws stripped Jews of their rights, paving the way for the horrors to come. This was not just a German tragedy, it was a global catastrophe waiting to unfold. Hitler's rise was not a sudden coup, but a calculated climb to power. He understood the power of spectacle and propaganda. His speeches, delivered with theatrical flair, mesmerized audiences. The Nazi Party rallies, carefully choreographed displays of nationalistic fervor, enthralled the masses. Hitler was a master manipulator, exploiting the vulnerabilities of a nation seeking a savior. His control over the media was absolute. Newspapers, radio, and cinema became tools of indoctrination. The Nazi message, a potent mix of national pride, racial purity, and fear of the other, permeated every aspect of German life. Dissent was ruthlessly crushed. Fear became the currency of the regime. The world watched with growing unease as Germany rearmed and expanded its territory. The annexation of Austria and Czechoslovakia, met with little resistance, emboldened Hitler's ambitions. The stage was set for a conflict that would consume the world. The echoes of his venomous words were about to reverberate across continents, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, marked the beginning of World War II. Hitler's blitzkrieg, a lightning war of rapid movement and overwhelming force, swept across Europe. Poland, France, and the Low Countries fell in quick succession. The world watched in horror as the Nazi war machine seemed unstoppable. The Battle of Britain, a desperate struggle for air superiority, showcased the courage of the Royal Air Force. The Blitz, the relentless bombing of London and other British cities, tested the resilience of the British people. Despite the hardship and loss, Britain refused to surrender. The Eastern Front, a brutal theatre of war, witnessed clashes of unimaginable scale. The Battle of Stalingrad, a turning point in the war, left the city reduced to rubble. The Eastern Front was a meat grinder, consuming millions of lives. the human cost of Hitler's ambitions was immeasurable. Amidst the horrors of the war, stories of courage and resilience emerged. Anne Frank, a young Jewish girl hiding from the Nazis in Amsterdam, kept a diary that captured the hopes and fears of a generation. Her words, filled with youthful optimism and the longing for a better world, continue to resonate with readers today. Anne's diary is a poignant reminder of the human cost of war. Her story, one of millions tragically cut short, highlights the vulnerability of innocence in the face of hate. Her words serve as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, even in the darkest of times. Anne Frank's story is not just a tale of suffering. It is a testament to the strength of hope, the belief in humanity's capacity for good, even amidst unimaginable cruelty. Her diary, a beacon of light in a world consumed by darkness, reminds us of the importance of preserving our shared humanity. The Battle of Stalingrad, a brutal clash of ideologies and armies, stands as a testament to the horrors of war. The city, transformed into a landscape of rubble and despair, became a symbol of resistance against Nazi aggression. The battle raged for months, a relentless symphony of destruction, consuming the lives of soldiers and civilians alike. The German Sixth Army, initially confident of victory, found themselves trapped in a brutal urban war of attrition. The Soviet defenders, fueled by patriotism and a desperate will to survive, fought with tenacity. The battlefields were littered with the dead, the air thick with the stench of decay. The outcome of Stalingrad marked a turning point in the war. The defeat of the German Sixth Army shattered Hitler's aura of invincibility. The Red Army, bolstered by this victory, began its long march towards Berlin. The echoes of this battle, a chilling reminder of the cost of war, continue to haunt the collective memory of humanity. As Allied forces advanced, the true extent of Nazi atrocities became horrifyingly clear. The liberation of Auschwitz, a Nazi concentration camp, revealed the depths of human depravity. The images of emaciated survivors, the mountains of shoes and eyeglasses, the gas chambers and crematoria, seared themselves into the world's consciousness. Auschwitz stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked hatred and intolerance. The testimonies of survivors, tales of unimaginable suffering and resilience, serve as a chilling indictment of the Nazi regime. The world bore witness to the systematic extermination of millions, a genocide orchestrated by a regime driven by racial hatred and a twisted ideology. The liberation of Auschwitz was not just a military victory, it was a moral reckoning. The world was forced to confront the horrors inflicted in the name of racial purity. The echoes of the Holocaust, a chilling reminder of the fragility of human civilization, demand constant vigilance against the forces of hatred and prejudice. The Allied invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944, remains one of the most pivotal events in history. D-Day, a meticulously planned operation, saw thousands of Allied troops storm the beaches of Normandy, facing fierce resistance from German defenders. The courage and sacrifice of those who fought on that day paved the way for the liberation of Europe. Behind the grand narrative of D-Day lie countless stories of individual bravery and sacrifice. The medics who risked their lives to save fallen comrades, the engineers who cleared paths through minefields, the soldiers who fought with unwavering determination against overwhelming odds. Their stories, often untold, are essential for understanding the true human cost of war. D-Day serves as a powerful reminder of the price of freedom. The sacrifices made on those beaches, the lives lost and the wounds endured, underscore the fragility of peace and the constant need to safeguard it. The echoes of D-Day, a testament to human courage and resilience, resonate across generations. The end of World War II did not bring an end to suffering. The physical and psychological scars of war lingered. Millions returned home bearing the invisible wounds of trauma. The nightmares, the survivor's guilt, the difficulty of readjusting to a world forever altered by conflict. The impact of war extended far beyond the battlefield, shaping the lives of individuals and societies for decades to come. The world grappled with the enormity of loss and the challenge of rebuilding shattered lives and nations. The echoes of war resonated in the families torn apart, the children orphaned, and the economies devastated. The task of reconciliation, of bridging divides and healing wounds, proved daunting. Despite the challenges, there was also hope. The post-war era saw the rise of international organizations dedicated to preventing future conflicts, the rebuilding of economies, and the gradual healing of societies. The lessons learned from the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression served as a catalyst for international cooperation and a renewed commitment to peace. The echoes of World War II continue to reverberate through time, serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the human capacity for both good and evil. The stories of those who lived through the conflict, their courage, resilience, and suffering, offer invaluable lessons for future generations. We must remember the victims, honor the sacrifices of those who fought for freedom, and learn from the mistakes of the past. The echoes of war are not just a reminder of what we have lost, but a call to action, a plea to safeguard peace and protect the fundamental rights and dignity of all people. The pledge of never again, born in the ashes of genocide and global conflict, must remain a guiding principle. We must remain vigilant against the forces of hatred, intolerance, and extremism. The echoes of war, a haunting reminder of the cost of complacency, compel us to build a future where peace